Coming up next, girls high school basketball on your sports leader in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
And welcome back to Firelands High School. Ron Polinsky alongside Jared Kozar, David Sprouse back in studio control. And, of course, we welcome in Joe Bach from WLCS TV 20. Joe Bach over at WLCS TV 20 with the video of this game using our audio tonight. And, again, if you live in Lorain and want to watch this ball game, Joe will have it on at a later date. And, again, WLCS TV 20 on Spectrum Cable will have all kinds of boys and girls winter sports activities as they do always on WLCS TV 20. Let's take a look at tonight's starting fives. If you missed them in the pre-games a little bit earlier, for the Lorain Titans and Mark Feldman in his 8th year. Again, this is the opening night. Starting at point guard will be 5-foot freshman Ashley Heisel. It'll be 5'7" Felicia Weatherspoon. 5'7" junior Nicole Ortiz. You heard Coach say that she moved after the hurricanes in Puerto Rico, came from Puerto Rico. Micaiah Herman, a 5'5" freshman, will start along with Nani Grant, a 5'7" junior. For Dave Cadella and his Firelands Lady Falcons, again, this is their opening night. They are 0-0 on the season, coming off a 7-16 season. They will start 5'5" senior Madison Palmer, 5'7" sophomore Alexis Coggins, 5'5" senior Brittany Denny, 5'7" sophomore Emily Stewart, and 5'6" junior Mackenzie Alsop. Lorain last year went 10-14. Some of their top returners include Anani and Namaje Grant, Nay Bohannon, and Tanya Llanos. And I think it's kind of interesting, Coach mentioning his top returners, and yet 3 of those young ladies are not in the starting lineups tonight. But we'll have to see how that progresses during the season. Both teams are in action again shortly. For Firelands, they will be back in action this Saturday as they'll host Lutheran West in a conference game. And for the Lorain Titans, they will next be in action on a Monday, December 4th, as they will have their home opener against the North Olmsted Lady Eagles. Just about set to begin this one. Our 3 officials tonight: Kerry Kemp, Dan Newman, and Robert Iman. Well, and you know you have 3 officials that we're not familiar with when they stump Jared Kozar, because whether it's opening night or not, Jared Kozar knows his officials. And when I threw those 3 names at you, Jared, you gave me that blank stare that I don't get from you very often.
No, I mean, 1 out of 3 is a bad night for me most times. I think we have seen Robert Iman before. Can't say that we've worked with anybody else in this crew, and for them that might be a good thing. They might be very happy about that.
The Lorain Titans are in their dark uniforms. They've got looks like gray jerseys, gray shorts. They are trimmed in white and blue with Lorain across the front. The Firelands Lady Falcons in the home whites, they are trimmed in red and black. And Lorain controls the opening tip, and we are underway from Firelands High School. Heisel, the freshman point guard, with the basketball. Man-to-man defense for the Firelands Lady Falcons. Pass on the right side. Nani Grant got it, kicks it out on the left wing into the paint, losing the basketball. It's going to be picked up by the Falcons. Coming up with it is Coggins. Coggins will drive. She'll lay it up, misses the layup, and the rebound is ripped down by the Lorain Titans. Into the front court with the basketball. Nani Grant has it. She stops her dribble. Being guarded very closely by Brittany Denny. Has to get rid of it. Does so. Turn around at the foul line. Jumper around the rim. No good. Offensive rebound up. No, but a foul. Missing the jumper was Nicole Ortiz. And the rebound was Felicia Weatherspoon.
Foul on number 32, Emily Stewart, her first, team's first.
Well, the foul on Emily Stewart of Firelands, her first, team's first. And at the free throw line for the first attempts of the year, Felicia Weatherspoon. She's a 5'7" senior. Weatherspoon bends the knees, line right, and she hits the front end of the rim. No good. Just underway from Firelands, no score, 7:22 to go in the opening quarter. Weatherspoon again, missed them both. Rebound is cleared by Brittany Denny of Firelands. Falcons are trying to get it into the front court. Ball gets knocked out of bounds, and it will be Firelands basketball. Inbounding will be Madison Palmer. Palmer on the inbound, looking for a teammate. She lobs it for Denny. It's knocked away and stolen by the Titans, and I think, did they get a timeout, or are we going to get a... The officials blew the whistle, and they're just saying, I think they're just going to give the ball to, nope, they're giving it to Firelands, saying that Weatherspoon stepped out of bounds. So inbounding will be Madison Palmer. Palmer gets the inbound to Alexis Coggins. Coggins with the basketball, picks up her dribble. Then she is guarded very closely and then stolen away by Nicole Ortiz. Ortiz gets it to her teammate, putting it up no good, Weatherspoon. And on the rebound is Madison Palmer for Firelands. She'll clear it ahead. Gets it ahead, puts it up, missing the short shot was Mackenzie Alsop. So Alsop missed the shot, and Lorraine comes away with it. Still no score. 1:10 into the ball game. Play sloppy here in the first minutes of the ball game. At the other end coming down, and for the Titans, the shot goes up. We're going to get a foul and a couple of free throws. And at the foul line will be Nani Grant, a 5'7" junior. So a little bit of a slow start for these two inexperienced teams, and I think it's kind of what we expected, Jared.
Jitters probably play a little bit of that role as well. As we mentioned, it is opening night for everyone, and trading turnovers at a pretty good clip right now. Each team has 3.
Nani Grant with the free throw up and in, and the Titans take a 1-0 lead with 6:39 to go in quarter number 1. Nani Grant wears number 24 in the back of her gray Lorraine Titan jersey. Switched the second one, and the Titans take a 2-0 lead. Coggins with the basketball. She's going to be fouled by Ortiz, who went for another steal. So Ortiz with a foul, her first, team's first. Again, we're live from Firelands High School. Rob Polinsky, Jared Kozar back at studio control. We have David Sprouse. Girls basketball opening night 2017-2018. Emily Stewart with the basketball, dribbled off her foot, out of bounds. Turnover gives it to Lorraine. Lorraine coached by Mark Feldman in his 8th season. Of course, he was a coach at Southview before that. He coached the boys at First Baptist for a couple of years. Dave Cadella, longtime coach at Firelands with the girls now at 16 years. Dave telling me he's going to turn 5-0 in a couple of months. I told him I can feel your pain. Three-pointer by Grant on the right wing is up and in. Nani Grant for 3, and it's 5-0 Lorraine, and Nani Grant has all 5 points. Told Dave I did that earlier this year. Into the front court, Denny with it, and she had it stolen away. So Lorraine with a couple of big-time steals early on. Ashley Heisel lays it up and in, and Lorraine leads it 7-0. And Jared, if Firelands has any chance, they've got to be able to hang on to the basketball and get into the front court.
4 turnovers not helping. Maybe a good time for a timeout right there. I'm not going to dispute the 16-plus years of coaching experience of Dave Cadella.
There's another missed layup. Boy, Firelands has had some close shots, Jared. They have missed from point-blank range a lot of times already. They got it to Emily Stewart, and Firelands I think they just need to make a basket so that they can take some of the pressure off themselves.
Sure, you're going to think that that's going to help once you get one to go in, because they have not been unaggressive. You're correct, Rob. They've attacked and attacked. It's not falling for them right now.
And they've had open shots in the paint. They're going to lob it in, and that one is knocked away and stolen. Another steal by the Titans, the 5th turnover unofficially on Firelands already. Heisel, the freshman point guard, with the basketball. She's on the three-point line. She's going to lob it inside, gets it to Felicia Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon, turnaround 10-footer, no good. Rebound on the floor, picked up by Coggins of Firelands. Gets it ahead to Stewart. Stewart with a left-hand layup. It's up and in, and the Falcons are on the board. They trail 7-2 with 5:15 to go in quarter number 1. Heisel, the freshman point guard for Lorraine, into the front court. She is guarded by Madison Palmer. Man-to-man defense for Firelands to begin this ball game. Stewart will come over to help, and she's going to get called for a reach. So Emily Stewart called for a foul. That's her second, team's third, and Stewart will come out with 2 fouls. Also coming out of the ball game is Brittany Daly. Replacing them, Isabel Soloway, a 5'9" junior, comes into the contest, and Sierra Hess comes in as well. So a couple of replacements for the Falcons here. With the basketball is Micaiah Herman, and we get a whistle away from the ball, and it's an offensive foul on Lorraine. Or was that maybe 3 seconds? I'm not sure, but the violation goes against the Titans. And it's Lorraine basketball. Coggins into the front court, had it knocked away and stolen. Weatherspoon has it. Weatherspoon, nice bounce pass to Heisel. Heisel in the paint. Heisel off the glass and in. Ashley Heisel with 4, and it's 9-2 Lorraine with 4:40 to go in the first quarter. Into the front court is Coggins. Coggins goes baseline right. Shot goes up. A 10-footer. It's up and in. And it's Isabel Soloway with the basket. and it's 9-4. Lorraine, that was a nice-looking play there by the Falcons, Jared.
Drew up the play to get the open jumper there. They got to do something to combat that because Lorraine's doing really well when they have numbers and get out and run.
Heisel into the front court. Heisel gets the ball to Nani Grant. Nani Grant passes it inside. Weatherspoon put it up and in. Weatherspoon from the left block puts it up. She has her first 2. And the Titans go up 11-4, and we get a whistle away from the ball as it gets knocked out of bounds. Firelands to inbound with 4:07 to go in quarter number 1.
After a slow start, Rob, Lorraine has looked pretty good these last few possessions.
Titans lead at 11-4. They're going to pass it to Coggins, who gets ahead of the pack, then lost it, got it back, put it up, no good. Rebound taken down by Micaiah Herman, the freshman for Lorraine. Nice pass to Heisel. Heisel pulls back out. Heisel dumps it inside. Weatherspoon on the block, put it up, no good. Ortiz kept it alive, but she knocked it over to Soloway for Firelands, and then the Falcons throw it away. So the turnover bug continues to hurt Firelands, and then Nani Grant runs it out of bounds. So all kinds of turnovers in the early going, but again, I think we expect that with young teams, early going, opening night for these inexperienced teams. Pressure by Lorraine. They're not a tall team. This is what they want to do. They want to pressure and force you into mistakes. They've done a lot of that. Into the front court comes Hess for Firelands, puts it up off the glass and rim, no good. And the rebound comes down to Nani Grant of Lorraine. Gets it ahead to Ashley Heisel. Heisel into the front court. Heisel, the freshman point guard, on the three-point line. Gets it back out to Grant. Into the paint, lost control, stolen away. Good defense, and Brittany Denny has it. Gets it ahead to Coggins. Coggins had it knocked out of bounds. It'll be Firelands basketball with 3:13 to go in quarter number 1.
Dave Cadella going right back to the bench there, Rob. He sees, a matchup maybe that he wants to take advantage of, or at least just to get a new, fresh set of legs out there and see what can be done as far as, making your offensive set maybe a little bit more effective.
McKenna Turton will come in for Firelands. Her first opportunity, a young lady that was hurt in the preseason, working her way back into playing time. They get it to Brittany Denny. Her short shot is no good, and the rebound comes down to the Titans on the other end. They put it up, no good. Offensive rebound, tipped around, and it comes down to Savannah Worthy, who's into the game for the first time. She gets it out to Nae Bohannon into the game for the first time, puts up the shot, no good, out of bounds to Firelands. So a couple substitutions for Mark Feldman, Nae Bohannon and Savannah Worthy. Full court pressure, under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. The inbounds pass knocked out of bounds. Firelands will try again. It's 11-4 Lorraine. And inbounding for Firelands is Sierra Hess. Hess looking. She's going to inbound it to Alexis Coggins. Coggins had it knocked away. It's picked up. They get it ahead to McKenna Turton. Puts it up off the glass and rim, no good. And again, they had an easy shot, but they just can't finish. Ortiz gets it into the front court. She's going to hand it off to Nae Bohannon. Bohannon at the foul line. Dumps it inside to Namaje Grant, who's in for the first time. Her shot, no good. Rebound picked up by the Firelands Falcons, and we get a whistle. And it will be Firelands basketball. We're going to get a foul. A holding foul.
Number 12, Nicole Ortiz.
Foul goes on Nicole Ortiz, her second. So Ortiz will come out. And coming back into the ball game is Nani Grant. Falcons inbounding under full court pressure that they've seen most of this first quarter. Inbound to Mackenzie Alsop. She had it stolen away from Nani Grant. Grant 2-on-1. Pass inside. The shot goes up and in. Got it to Savannah Worthy. What a nice pass from Nani Grant to Savannah Worthy. And another steal by Nani Grant. Nani Grant's having a heck of a first quarter. Shot goes up, a three-pointer, no good. Rebound Savannah Worthy. Worthy with a wraparound pass out of bounds. It'll be Firelands basketball. Nani Grant all over the court, 5 points and several steals, Jared.
Playing a lot of great defense, getting in that passing lane, and providing looks for her teammates, doing a really good job.
Inbounds knocked out away. For the Falcons, when you've got a young, inexperienced team and you're not dressing a lot of young ladies, this is probably a tough team to play to begin the year because they like to press and they don't make anything easy for you. And that one gets knocked out of bounds. It'll be Firelands basketball. But as short as the Lorraine Titans are, as Mark Feldman told you in the pregame show, they just don't have any height. It's the way they have to play. And if you're Firelands, you're a young team. They'll get scouted. Teams know that. They're going to have to figure out a way to break pressure, to beat pressure. or else teams will continue to do it to them. On the inbounds, they're going to get it back to Palmer. Palmer into the front court and then gets knocked out of bounds. It'll be Firelands basketball. Dave Cadella telling the young ladies what he wants. Minute 57 to go first quarter. Lorraine leads at 13-4. Madison Palmer from half court to inbound for Firelands. Looking, she's going to get it ahead to McKenna Turton. Turton lost it, loose on the floor, picked up by Palmer at half court. They get it ahead on the left wing to Soloway, knocked out of bounds. It'll be Firelands basketball. Jared, it's tough. There's not much of a flow to this first quarter as there's just been several turnovers, and each team had have a hard time getting into their offense.
And you see frustration from Firelands, too. A lot of that has to do, Rob, you made a point, confidence. If you can get a bucket, you can get something positive to happen for you. Maybe play some defense, get a steal, and the game kind of is not out of reach at this point. But all of a sudden, 13-4 seems like a pretty big hole when you can't get a bucket.
Alsop goes aggressively to the basket. She is fouled going to the basket by Namaje Grant. So Mackenzie Alsop, a 5'6 junior, will be at the free throw line for Firelands. A couple of free throw chances here. Line left, puts it up, and it's no good. Minute 41 to go in quarter number one. Lorraine leads 13-4. Rob Polinsky, Jared Kozar, live from Firelands High School. Glad you could join us on AM 930 WEOL or on the mobile app at WEOL.com. Mackenzie Alsop splits the pair. It's 13-5. Into the front court, Savannah Worthy dumps it inside. Nani Grant puts it up, no good from point-blank range. The return by Namaje Grant, no good, but a foul. So we've got Nani and Namaje Grant both on the floor for the Titans.
Fouls on Firelands number 33, Mackenzie Alsop. Her first.
Mackenzie Alsop with the foul for Firelands, her first, team's fourth. And it will be a Namaje Grant at the line for a couple of free throw tosses for Lorraine. Puts it up off the rim, no good. Minute 33 to go in quarter number one. Lorraine leads at 13-5. And we have coming back in for Firelands, Alexis Coggins, who started at the ball game, comes in for Isabel Soloway. Namaje Grant gets her first point as she splits the pair, 1 out of 2. And Coggins into the front court was pushed by a Titan, so there's a foul on Lorraine.
Fouls on Lorraine number 22, Tanya Llanos, her first.
Tanya Llanos, her first foul. In off the bench, her first, team's fourth. Llanos into the ball game for Lorraine. Into the front court, Coggins with the basketball. Coggins gets it on the wing to Madison Palmer. Palmer top of the key. Palmer picks up her dribble. Palmer gets it ahead to Alsop. Alsop was stripped and stolen on her way to the basket. Nani Grant to Namaje Grant. Beautiful pass to Nae Bohannon, lays it up. I'm sorry, to Savannah Worthy laid it up and in. Worthy with 4. Into the front court come the Falcons. They go baseline left. Turton with it. Turton put it up, no, but she's fouled on her way to the basket with 55 seconds to go in the quarter.
Fouls on Lorraine number 14, Namaje Grant, her second.
So Namaje Grant with her foul, her second foul. And we've got McKenna Turton at the line for 2. First one up and good for the 5'8 senior.
Checking in for Lorraine number 23, Makia Herman, and number 2, Ashley Hizzle.
The 2 freshmen come back into the ball game who started, Micaiah Herman and Ashley Heisel. Second free throw is good by Turton. 16-7 Lorraine. Savannah Worthy into the front court to Nae Bohannon. Right elbow, the jumper from 15 feet, no good. Offensive rebound, and it's loose on the floor, out of bounds to who? It'll be Lorraine basketball. Heisel to inbound. Does so. Get it back to Ashley Heisel in front of the Firelands bench. A whistle and evidently a pushing foul on the Falcons.
Fouls on Lorraine number 22, Tanya Llanos.
Okay, I'm sorry, that's on an illegal screen on Tanya Llanos off the bench. She gets 2 fouls for Lorraine. So it'll be Firelands basketball with 40 seconds to go in the quarter. Inbounding is Madison Palmer. Palmer, long baseball pass. It's going to be intercepted by the Titans. Nate Bohannon comes down with it. Bohannon with a bounce pass to Heisel. Heisel on the left wing. Heisel into the paint, and Heisel traveled. Again, our three officials tonight: Kerry Kemp, Dan Newman, Robert Iman. Out-of-town scoreboard, a couple of updates after one. Olmsted Falls leading Midview 15-6. Walsh Jesuit over EC 9-5, and Westlake leads Lakewood 13-8. Jared Kozar will keep us updated on the out-of-town scoreboard all throughout this ball game. McKenna Turton loses the basketball, and now we're going to get a jump ball as Nabel Hannon tied her up with 23 seconds to go in the quarter.
Checking in for Firelands, number 22, Isabel Soloway.
Soloway comes back in for the Falcons. Nabel Hannon to inbound, does so to Grant, back to Bohannon. She'll let a three fly on the left wing. It's short off the front of the rim. Rebound gets tapped out, and putting it up and in is Felicia Weatherspoon. She has 4. Titans lead 18-7, 10 seconds to go in the quarter. They get it into the front court. Pass over to Alsop. The jumper goes up. It's short. Rebound. It comes down to the Titans. Nabel Hannon has it, and that will do it for the first quarter. After one quarter of basketball, our score, it's Lorraine 18, Fireland 7. You're listening to the WEOL Cleveland Clinic Girls Cage matchup. Tonight's game on AM 930. Jared, we're online as well.
At WEOL.com.
Veterans benefits earned through your service in the National Guard or Reserve can offer a range of support.
I wouldn't be here today as a successful woman without the help that I received.
From home loans to job training, go to benefits.va.gov/Guard Reserve to find out more, even how to apply online using eBenefits.
This is one of the best things I ever did in my life.
We were very fortunate to have these benefits, so we definitely ought to use them.
Achieve your next mission. Learn about your VA benefits today.
Hi, my name is Siajane Payne. I'm 18 years old and in 12th grade at Lorraine High School. I'm studying mechanical engineering and robotics through Lorraine High's Career Tech Education program. I'm also working on my 2-year college degree through Titan College's College Credit Plus program. In CTE's Mechanical Engineering and Robotics program, we get to use our mind and imagination to create anything we want. My teacher, Mr. Bogan, really made applied math fun. Bogan's a really good teacher and he makes making friends easy. He cares, he does his job. It makes it a lot easier for us to understand and we are able to do it. He has really high expectations for us. I learned how to read blueprints, how to create a robot. It's mind-blowing how easy it can be if you just put your mind to it. As for Titan College's College Credit Plus program, it's a lot of homework, but if you're not lazy, you can figure it out. Sometimes taking college credits in high school can be overwhelming, but it keeps you from slacking off because you know it's on your college transcript. The teachers in CCP are really professional and expect more from us, but they understand that we are still high school students. I'm really grateful for this program. There are no excuses for not doing it. Thanks to Titan College and Career Tech, I will have more than a year of college coursework completed by the time I finish high school. Thanks to my Career Tech mechanical engineering classes, I have a hands-on basis for what I want to do, and that makes me feel really confident. CTE gave me this confidence. If it wasn't for this program, I wouldn't want to be in this career field. I know what I want to do, and it's all thanks to the Lorraine High's Mechanical Engineering Career Tech program and Titan College.
Jared Kozar, Rob Polinsky back with you from Firelands High School after one quarter. It's the Lorraine Titans leading Firelands 18-7. And Jared, I think it was a little bit about what we expected in that first quarter.
Sure was, and pace had a lot to do with it. Both teams struggled early. Lorraine got their feet under them quicker than the Lady Falcons did, and maybe something will happen there positive for them in the second quarter as we open up play here. Last possession for Firelands, they did a really good job moving the ball down the floor, getting a shot that they theoretically wanted, just didn't fall for them. So maybe there's some things that they're kind of feeling out too. And again, it's opening night, so it's not a practice, it's not a scrimmage. These are just this one counts.
Sierra Hess will inbound for the Firelands Lady Falcons. She'll get the ball to Isabel Soloway. Soloway on the right wing to Alexis Coggins. Also out there is Emily Stewart, and the fifth starter to begin this second quarter is Mackenzie Alsop. Pass intercepted by Savannah Worthy. She puts it up, no good. Rebound, Nani Grant. Nani Grant with a turnaround. It's up and in. Nani Grant's big game continues. She has 7. So it's Nani Grant, Ashley Heisel, Nay Bohannon, Savannah Worthy, and Felicia Weatherspoon are the 5 on the floor for Lorraine to begin quarter number 2. Into the front court, Emily Stewart, a sophomore, gets into the paint, put it up, no, but she's fouled. She'll go to the line for 2.
Number 3, Normanje Bohannon.
So Nay Bohannon with the foul, her first, team's 7th. So the rest of the first half, Firelands will be in the bonus. Stewart, 2 free throws. First one is good. Emily Stewart, a 5'7" sophomore with 3 points. And the Falcons trail 20-8 with 7:28 to go until halftime. Stewart again, line left, good. Stewart made both free throws, and the Titans crossed the line on the inbound. Weatherspoon inbounding it to Bohannon, crossed that line. That's a turnover, gives it back to Firelands, and I call those unforced errors.
Sure was.
No pressure, just on the inbounds. Shot goes up, and we're going to get a couple of free throws. And it looks like Firelands becoming a little more aggressive, Jared. They got it to Isabel Soloway.
Finding what they want to do as far as getting position. And the other thing is, too, when they step to the line, they can knock them down. They're 5-6 so far.
Savannah Worthy picks up the foul, and Isabel Soloway at the line. She has 2 points. Free throw up and good. Soloway and Turton were the 5'9" and 5'8" girls that Coach Cadella was talking about in our pregame interview, saying that 2 of the young ladies that were hurt in the preseason didn't get a lot of time in this preseason, so they're kind of, it's going to take them a little bit to get there in conditioning. Nay Bohannon puts up a 15-footer off the missed free throw, put it up no good. We get a foul on the rebound, and at the other end we're going to have a 1-and-1. We're going to have a long second quarter, Jared, because Lorraine has been in the double or in the bonus, and they continue to foul. For Worthy, her second, team's 9th, and it's a 1-and-1 for Alexis Coggins, and this will be the last 1-and-1 because the next foul, the 10th foul, puts you in the double bonus.
Robbie made a good point just a moment ago about Coach Cadella and his line of thinking maybe approaching this game. This might not be about a win or a loss coming out of this ball game as much as it is how does it prepare you for your PAC games that are going to be on the horizon, because he's had a pretty good record and a pretty good, just a good track over the last few years of how his end of the conference shakes out.
Coggins makes both free throws, and their good free throw shooting continues, Jared. They've made 8 free throws already.
8 out of 10 from the stripe.
So 20-12, Lorraine leads by 8, but 8 of the Falcons' 12 points have come from the foul line. We're going to get a whistle and a foul on the Falcons. Foul on Mackenzie Alsop, her second, team's 5th.
Fair Lady Falcons number 2, Madison Palmer.
Madison Palmer comes back in for Firelands. 7:08 to go in the first half. Lorraine leads at 20-12. Nay Bohannon with the basketball. Nay Bohannon got it inside the Weatherspoon off the glass and rim. No, but she's going to be fouled by Alexis Coggins. I want to remind you that tonight's game is on WLCS TV 20 on Spectrum Cable. You can like Lorraine Schools TV 20 on Facebook and win great prizes. Check out Lorraine Schools TV 20 on Facebook for all your entertainment and informational needs. You follow them on Twitter at LCS_TV 20, or check out the YouTube station. That's where a lot of people see it. Lorraine Schools TV 20. Again, Joe Bach is here using our audio to go along with his video. They'll have several games this winter, boys and girls basketball. Making 1 out of 2 at the free throw line is Felicia Weatherspoon. She has 5, and the Lorraine lead is back to 9. And we're going to get a blocking foul. It's going to go against the Titans, and this puts them in the double bonus. Micaiah Herman gets called for the foul. So with 6:58 to go in the half, they're already in the double bonus.
Double bonus, Rob, and it's going to be a tough one for Coach Feldman to stomach because that one occurred roughly 55 feet away from the basket.
Now, again, young teams and experienced, and, Firelands, they do struggle offensively, Jared. So to me, if I'm Mark Feldman, I'm telling his girls to back it off a little bit, force them to get in the half court and see what they do offensively. Most of their points have come in from the foul line. First of 2 free throws, up and in. And I'll tell you what, you don't want to get in a free throw shooting contest with Firelands. They have made 9 now. Coggins 3 for 3 at the line, all in this quarter. Second free throw toss, back up and in. So Firelands has made 7 free throws this quarter. All 7 of their points have come from the foul line. In the quarter, they trail 21-14. Nate Bohannon puts the shot up, no good, and we get a three-pointer on the return. It's no good. Weatherspoon with a jumper up and in. Felicia Weatherspoon with 7. 23-14, full court pressure by Lorraine. They're going to inbound it to Coggins. Coggins left-hand dribble in the backcourt. Coggins gets around a Titan defender. Her lob for Stewart. It's out of bounds. It'll be Firelands basketball with 6:28 to go in the half. Tomorrow night we've got Cavaliers basketball back on AM 930 WEOL. The Cavs in Atlanta. Firelands throws it away. Nate Bohannon into the front court. Bohannon with a wraparound pass. Beautiful pass by Bohannon. Shot up, no good. Offensive rebound by Nani Grant. She'll get it out to Nate Bohannon, and Lorraine will try to set up an offense here, half court. 6:10 to go in the half. Nate Bohannon fell down on the floor. Ball loose on the floor. Picked up and stolen by Alsup for Firelands. Drives to the basket. Her shot blocked by Savannah Worthy. Ball loose on the floor. Coggins gets it to Madison Palmer. Throws it at the basket. Put it up and in. Palmer with her first 2. It's 23-16 Lorraine. 5:45 to go in the first half. Opening night of high school girls basketball. And the pass is knocked away out of bounds. It'll be Firelands basketball off the turnover. Fans starting to get into it here at Firelands, Jared.
Well, I think so, Rob. And, like you said, opening night for the fans, just like it is for everybody else. And at 23-16, looking a lot closer than it has in recent minutes.
Yeah, we're going to take a 30-second timeout here, Jared, for the Lorraine Titans, as Coach Mark Feldman wants to talk it over. Since it's a 30-second timeout, we'll just keep it right here. Any of those numbers jump off the sheet at you?
Well, the startling ones are going to be the turnovers, and this goes for both clubs. Now, Firelands pacing the way with 14. However, Lorraine not too far behind with 10. 2 of them coming on back-to-back possessions right there. And then we also talked about to start the second quarter that iffy call as far as advancing the ball past the end line. So we've got some issues in terms of ball control and taking care of that. Firelands really making a pay, as we talked about, from the charity stripe. They are 10 of 12. And being in the double bonus for a further 5 minutes and 45 seconds of this second quarter and what remains of the first half.
Well, we've got a second here before we get back into an action. I see Ty Stillman, the Firelands athletic director, walking across the baseline, and want to say special thanks to Ty Stillman for all his help as athletic director here at Firelands. Jared, I know he made your day and your job a little bit easier.
Certainly did. There were a lot of improvements as far as what his situation is up here, and helped us out. Let us leave some gear here earlier in the week.
Palmer gets it to Stewart. Her shot no good. Offensive rebound for the Falcons, and then they throw it away, and coming away with it is Namaje Grant. Pass to Nate Bohannon. Bohannon back to Heisel. Wide open 3. She'll take it, miss it around the rim and out. Rebound comes down to Ortiz. Nikki Ortiz put it up, no good. Rebound comes down to Alexis Coggins for Firelands. Coggins into the front court. Her bounce pass stolen away by Heisel. Heisel with a steal for Lorraine. So the Titans have the basketball. A little over 5 minutes to go in the first half. Lorraine leads it 23-16. Heisel into the front court. Heisel picks up the dribble. Looking, got it to Nate Bohannon. Bohannon traveled. Tell you what, Firelands in their man-to-man defense, they're having a hard time getting rebounds, but Jared, their man-to-man defense, they've done a decent job in this first half against Lorraine.
Almost as if they weathered the storm of what Lorraine wants to do, and they've been able to adjust defensively and come up with some good stops.
There's a steal by Ortiz, gets it underneath, shot goes up, and it's up and in by Heisel, and now Firelands wants a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout.
30-second time.
And again, with 4:46 to go in the half, this time we will take a 30-second timeout. 4:46 to go in the half. It's Lorraine 25, Firelands 16. You're listening to the Cleveland Clinic Girls Cage Matchup. Tonight's game on AM 930 WEOL. Jared, we're online as well.
At WEOL.com.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state. A major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily.
Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State.
Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
Alsop gets the basketball. Alsop drives in. Alsop put it up off the rim and in. And Mackenzie Alsop with 3 points, and it's 25-18. Titans missed the shot at the other end. Rebound comes down to Firelands, but then Nabel Hannon will get the steal. She gets it to Namaje Grant. Grant with a nice pass for Heisel off the glass, no good, but she's fouled. Boy, a beautiful pass from Namaje Grant to Ashley Heisel. Heisel missed the shot, but she was fouled, so she'll get a couple of free throws.
Lorraine's done a really good job all evening long so far, Rob, of looking for their teammates out there. Unselfish play. That extra pass is coming, so that's something good to look for in Lady Titan country if you're thinking about games to come.
Alsop with her foul, that's her third, and with 4:15 to go in the half, you would think she would come out of the ball game for the rest of the half. Heisel makes the free throw, she has 7. Firelands is going to make a couple of substitutions, and indeed Alsop does come out, as well as coming out of the ball game is Isabel Soloway. Coming in, McKenna Turton comes back in, and also coming back in for Firelands is Brittany Denny. Firelands dresses 9 girls, Lorraine dresses 10, so they have been substituting quite a bit, and everybody getting into the ball game. Turton with the basketball, gets into the front court as they beat the press. Gets the basketball to Coggins, baseline right. Shot goes up by Emily Stewart, an air ball long, and a nice job saving it from going out of bounds was Namaje Grant. She threw it off a Falcon, and Lorraine will inbound. I think one of the Falcons is shaken up there, Madison Palmer, as that ball caught her as Namaje Grant threw it off of Madison Palmer. And the officials doing a good job of giving her a second here to try to catch her breath. But I believe Dave Cadell is going to replace her. Yes, Sierra Hess will come in. Madison Palmer is going to get a breather. 4:03 to go in the half. 27-18. Lorraine leads by 9. Ashley Heisel, the freshman for the Titans, with the basketball. She gets it across the timeline into the front court, edge of the center circle. Nice bounce pass to Weatherspoon, and then Weatherspoon threw it away, trying to get it inside to the young lady was Nani Grant. Both teams trying to kind of feel their way through, Jared. You can see this is opening night for both of them. Into the front court, jumper comes up from the foul line, around rim and out, no good. Missing that time was Brittany Denny. And here come the Lorraine Titans. It's Namaje Grant going to the basket strong. She is going to be fouled. Namaje Grant will go to the line for 2. Both teams have long been in the bonus.
Fouls number 13, Sierra Hess.
Hess with the foul, her first, team's 8th. And Namaje Grant at the line, she has 1 point. Line right, she puts the free throw up and in. Namaje Grant, a 5'9" senior. Makes it 28-18, Titans back up by 10. And Namaje Grant makes both of them, 29-18. 3:40 to go in this very, very long second quarter. Approaching midcourt, they throw the ball away on a double team. Nicole Ortiz got the steal to Grant. She gets it to Nani Grant, missed the shot. Rebound, Nani Grant got it. Nani Grant inside, put it up, no good. Rebound out to Ashley Heisel. Ashley Heisel put it up, no good. And the offensive rebound to Nani Grant. So Lorraine getting 4 and 5 cracks at it. Can't make a basket, but they are getting tons of offensive rebounds. Ashley Heisel with the basketball. Man-to-man defense. Denny has her. On the left wing, gets it outside to Namaje Grant. Three-pointer is an air ball, no good. They fight for the rebound, and Sierra Hess for Firelands comes away with it. Double teamed, and she's fouled. Boy, 94 feet away from the basket. She's going to come and shoot 2 free throws. Mark Feldman wants to know, why is that a foul?
Flag on Lorraine, number 11, Felicia Weatherspoon.
Official comes over and tells Mark, you're halfway out on the floor. It's a very short, small sidelines here at Firelands. And the official talking with Mark Feldman, explaining why that was a foul. Mark Feldman telling him why it's not a foul. So it's opening night for everybody except the coaches and the officials, Jared. They're in mid-season form. Free throw up by Sierra Hess is up and in.
I think he was happier at that explanation than he has been in years past, maybe. Seemed like he could accept that right now.
29-19, Lorraine, 2:59 to go in the second quarter. Sierra Hess, 5'6" junior. Puts the second free throw, that one short. She has 1 point, and the rebound, Namaje Grant for Lorraine. Grant quickly into the front court. Grant kicks it out to Ashley Heisel. Fakes the 3, steps back, puts it up and in. Ashley Heisel was on the three-point line, so that's a 2. She's got 10 points in the first half. The 5-foot freshman. Sierra Hess at the foul line. Hess with a pass for Emily Stewart. Stewart trying to get it inside, lost the ball. Heisel with a steal. Heisel at the other end, ahead of everybody, lays it up and in. Ashley Heisel with a dozen. 33-19 Lorraine, 2:25 to go in the half. Into the front court come the Falcons. Sierra Hess, left elbow, 15-footer, good. Sierra Hess, wide open jumper, hit it. You know, when Firelands breaks the press, Jared, they can get some easy shots, but the hard thing for them is breaking that press. Left wing, Nani Grant lets a 3 go. It's up and in. Nani Grant with her second 3-ball of the first half. And a Grant with 10, and it's 36-21. Lorraine's biggest lead is 15. Turton with it, but Turton passed up a shot for a bounce pass for Stewart. It was kicked out of bounds by Namaje Grant. And Firelands will inbound with 1:53 to go in the half.
You know, Rob, you mentioned the press has given them some fits. They've just really struggled as far as being able to take the pace that they want to play in the game. Lorraine's been able to dictate that, and it's shown as far as their ability to extend the lead here in the second quarter.
Madison Palmer, who was out of the game, comes back in, and she on her lob gets it ahead to Isabel Soloway. They try to get it into Coggins, knocked back out to Stewart. Stewart had it, lost it, stolen away. Here comes Micaiah Herman, and the Lorraine Titans pass on the right wing, shot goes up, no good. Herman got an offensive rebound, and she double dribbled. So Micaiah Herman, one of 2 freshman starters for Lorraine tonight, got the offensive rebound. 1:35 to go in the half, but she double dribbled. That turnover gives it back to Firelands. Falcons are down 15 points with 90 seconds to go in the half. Madison Palmer, double team, stolen away. They get it ahead to Ashley Heisel. Heisel will lay it up and in. Heisel with a team-high 14, and it's 38-21. Lorraine by 17, their biggest lead of the night. Madison Palmer, they keep trying to throw it through the Titans. They can't do it. Nani Grant got the steal. She'll lay it up and in. Grant with a dozen, 40-21. Into the front court comes Isabel Soloway. Pass on the left wing. They get it back out to Madison Palmer. Palmer at the foul line. Palmer puts it up. Glass and in. Madison Palmer banks it in. Under a minute to go in the half. Lorraine leads 40-23. Heisel walks it into the front court. 40 seconds to play in the half. Heisel will hand it off to Micaiah Herman. Herman with the basketball. Herman hands it off to Nani Grant. Grant inside the three-point line. Left side, Heisel. Heisel gets around Madison Palmer. Throws it over the Weatherspoon. Long shot, air ball, long rebound. Tapped around, stolen away. Herman got it, put it up, no good. Micaiah Herman again, off the rim, no good. Rebound, Weatherspoon up and in. Felicia Weatherspoon with 9. 15 seconds to go in the first half. Clock running, 42-23, Lorraine. 10 seconds to go in the half. Into the front court comes Palmer. Palmer with a pass on the baseline. It's intercepted and stolen. At half court, Heisel has it. Heisel will kick it outside, and they won't get the three-point shot off, and that'll be the end of the first half. After one half of basketball, our score, it's the Lorraine Titans 42, the Firelands Falcons 23.
Hi, I'm Khalil Brown, and I am 16 in the 10th grade at Lorraine High School. I'm a pre-engineering student in Lorraine High Career Tech Education Program. Math is by far my favorite subject. This drew me into pre-engineering. Pre-engineering is mostly calculating numbers and computer software downloading. You get to download stuff into robots and make them do stuff. I took pre-engineering for the first and second semester, in particular CNC milling and drilling classes. I learned how to mill into wood and wax blocks. In CNC, we drill into wood and make frames and pictures and plaques. The class is very fun, but it's a lot of hard work too, because it's a lot of math and science and there's no time to goof off. When you walk in, there's tons of different machines like our robots that do stuff. And we make sure we're wearing safety goggles when we're drilling metals and things. I feel good working on machines because it comes natural to me. But even if you're not good in math and science, you will still have a lot of fun because our instructor, Mr. Bogan, walks you through it all. He's a great teacher. If you don't know how to do it, he'll take the time to explain it to you. You make sure you have a lot of fun programming machines and robots. I am glad to be in this program because now I know what I want to do with my life, and it's all thanks to Lorraine High Career Tech Pre-Engineering Program.
Hey Luda, got a sec?
Yeah, what's up?
I'm really worried. One of my friends is living on the street.
I know someone who can help.
Who?
1-800-RUNAWAY.org. They help kids having a rough time at home, in school, or on the street. You can do a live chat on their site. They will help get her to safety.
Thanks, Ludacris.
Trust the National Runaway Switchboard. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
Well, we're just about set for the start of the second half. To remind you once again, our three officials tonight, Kerry Kemp, Dan Newman, and Robert Emond, as the teams are just about set to break the huddle here to begin the third quarter. We want to remind you that Lorain City Schools Television, WLCS TV 20 on Spectrum Cable. Joe Bach is here tonight getting the video that they'll have this on WLCS TV 20. I'm glad he would use us for the audio tonight. You can check out Lorain Schools TV 20 on Facebook for all your entertainment and informational needs. Follow us on Twitter at LCS_TV 20. Check out the YouTube station, Lorain Schools TV 20. You can like Lorain Schools TV 20 on Facebook, and you can win great prizes. Jared, I know you're a Lorain. You live in Lorain, so you don't even have to go to YouTube. You check out Channel 20 quite a bit living in the city of Lorain.
Been watching Channel 20 for over 30 years living in the city of Lorain. So,
wow.
And I think Joe Bach's been there the entire time.
Joe says no, he hasn't. It just seems like it.
17 years.
Joe says 17 years. Jared says it seems like it's over 30. Somebody's telling the truth. I'll let you decide. To start the second half, it's Nani Grant getting the basketball. Nani Grant puts it up and in, and Lorain gets the first 2 points of the third quarter. And then Namaje Grant gets a steal, but she travels. So to start the third quarter, we have Ashley Heisel, Nani Grant, Nabel Hannon, Micaiah Herman, and also into the ball game is going to be Nani Grant, Micaiah Herman, Namaje Grant, I should have said, Nabel Hannon, and Ashley Heisel. For Firelands, Madison Palmer, she's going to inbound it, gets it to Alexis Coggins. Also in the game, Brittany Denny, Emily Stewart, and the fifth young lady for the Firelands Falcons is Mackenzie Alsop. And we have a whistle in the backcourt, and I believe we're going to get a timeout for the Firelands Falcons. And as they take this timeout, we will as well. 7:33 to go in the third quarter. The Titans lead at 44-23. You're listening to the WEOL Cleveland Clinic Girls Cage matchup. Tonight's game on AM 930. Jared, we're online
at WEOL.com.
I was the first woman ever to deploy on a Strategic Air Command deployment.
You didn't just serve your country.
I lobbied for women to be on board submarines.
You paved the way for others.
I joined the Army because I wanted a challenge.
And the challenges you face now? Your VA delivers a variety of benefits. Learn more, including how to apply online using eBenefits.
No matter what time it is, you've earned them. Apply today.
Our little superhero looks pretty happy.
Yes, he does. I've been teaching him that eating healthy will make him grow up strong. It's so important that we both encourage him to eat healthy and exercise regularly, and that we live that way in front of him. You know, it's never too early to start.
I wish I had eaten healthier when I was his age.
Yeah, maybe if you had, you would have developed some special powers also.
92% of kids and teens have a poor diet, but you can change that. Teach your kids the importance of healthy eating in a language they can understand.
Following the timeout, Firelands with the basketball. They're going to get it into Denny. Denny kicks it back outside to Madison Palmer. Palmer cross court. Jumper comes up by Coggins. It's short off the front of the rim. Rebound, Namaje Grant for Lorain. Titans lead at 44-23. Gets it ahead to Nabel Hannon. Nabel Hannon, a left wing three off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound, a nice job boxing out and getting Brittany Denny for Firelands. Got it to Coggins. Coggins gets it ahead. They get it to Stewart. Put it up and in. Emily Stewart lays it up and in. She has 6. And it's 44-25, 6:50 to go in the third. Bohannon did not start the game, neither did Namaje Grant, but they both start here in the second half. They get it out to Micaiah Herman. Herman, the freshman, kicks it out to Ashley Heisel, right wing three. The freshman with her first points of the second half. She's got 17 in the game, and it's 47-25. Boy, the 5-foot freshman with 17 tonight. Denny, left wing 15-footer up and in. Brittany Denny with her first points of the ball game. And it's 47-27. Falcons trail Lorain by 20. Namaje Grant with the basketball into the paint, put it up, no good. Rebound Coggins, and she's knocked down by Nani Grant from behind. Foul on Nani Grant.
Number 24, Adriana Grant.
Jared, it always cracks me up when we have a long football season like we did this year, where you don't get any Friday breaks. We went from last Friday with the Avon Hoban State semifinal, and then of course this Friday we'll get right back into the high school basketball coverage. Just no Friday nights off. Stewart inside, puts it up, no good. It's knocked out of bounds. Those are the kind of years we like.
And that's absolutely correct, Rob. I talked to a buddy of mine earlier today about, hey, maybe you can get together around the holidays or something on a Friday. I said, I'm not going to have a Friday until probably mid-March.
We can do any other day. And there's the inbound to Stewart. She puts it up, no good. Rebound, it comes down to Madison Palmer. Palmer with a turnaround, no good. Rebound, Stewart blocked from behind by Nani Grant, out of bounds. It'll be Firelands to inbound with 5:54 to go in the third quarter. And coming in is Mackenzie Alsop with 3 fouls. She'll come in for Brittany Denny. Madison Palmer inbounding. Gets it up top to Mackenzie Alsop. She traveled.
Hey, good try. Come on, Wall, you got to play defense.
Lorraine to inbound. They lead by 20. We have 5 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. Opening night of basketball for these two girls teams, and also for the winter coverage on AM 930 WEOL and WEOL.com. Boy, a turnaround jumper at the foul line. Beautifully done. Namaje Grant swishes that. She has 5. Her first field goal to go along with 3 free throws. Into the front court. Alsop got it to Stewart. Stewart on the run, put it up, no good. Rebound, Alsop threw it at the rim, no good. And they'll lead it out to Heisel for Lorraine. Heisel into the front court. Firelands gets back defensively. Got it to Nani Grant in the corner. Grant had her pass knocked away from behind, out of bounds, but doing a good job at denying that pass was Isabel Soloway. And evidently it was knocked out of bounds off a Titan. So that's a turnover on Lorraine. It will be Firelands basketball. They'll get it into the front court. Baseline right, Stewart gets it, running the lane and putting it up. Soloway, she's fouled. So Isabel Soloway will go to the line. Jared, I've noticed one thing that Firelands does not do against the pressure, no matter what. They do not bounce pass. They just try to continually throw it over the Lorraine Titans or through them. And I think if they would just simply do some fakes and learn bounce passes, they'd be better served.
You would think it's the Olympic-style passing. They don't have the ball to ever touch the floor, it seems. And Lorraine just too quick and athletic. Get out there and get in those passing lanes. And it hasn't been as prevalent so far in this half as it was in the first, but the lead might have something to do with that as well.
Isabel Soloway misses the first free throw. Line right, puts it up, missed them both. Rebound, loose on the floor, out of bounds. It'll stay with Firelands. It was Nani Grant. It went off of her as she was fighting for it with Emily Stewart for Firelands. And the Falcons will inbound with 5:05 to go in the third quarter. Lorraine leads 49-27. On the inbound, they get it inside, laying it up and in is Soloway. She has 5. Nay Bohannon into the front court for Lorraine. Bohannon, left-hand dribble, gets it to Herman. Herman, the freshman, baseline left, back to Bohannon, the floater off the rim and in. Nay Bohannon gets on the scoreboard for Lorraine, and they lead 51-29. Pass intended for Alsop. There's that pass I was telling you about, Jared, that they've done time and time again. They try to throw it through Lorraine. Lorraine gets the steal. And out of the turnovers, I would say at least 75% of them at least have to be Firelands trying to throw it over and through Lorraine defenders, and they can't do it.
Well, with 24 in the first half, Rob, you certainly had your pick to choose from. But, again, you're right. It just seemed as if it was a psychological block that they couldn't get by, that you couldn't make that pass in order to deliver the ball safely.
Bohannon got it to Grant. Right back to Bohannon. There's a beautiful play with a couple of bounce passes. Nay Bohannon from Namaje Grant. It's 53-29. 4:20 to go in the third quarter. Sierra Hess back in for Firelands. Gets it to Madison Palmer. Jumper off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound loose on the floor. Picked up by Nicole Grant for Norcole Ortiz, for Lorraine. Norcole Ortiz, again, if you missed the pregame interview with Mark Feldman, Norcole Ortiz, an interesting story. The young lady transferring here from Puerto Rico after the devastation down there. She and her family moving up to the city of Lorain, and Nicole showed up about a week before tryouts, and Mark said, I think we've got a spot for this young lady. So the Bohannon with the shot, no good, but she's fouled. She'll go to the line for a couple. A foul will be on Emily Stewart for Firelands. That'll be her third.
Fouls on Firelands number 32, Emily Stewart.
At line left will be Nay Bohannon. She has 4 points, all in this quarter. Nay is a 5'4" junior. Free throw up and in. Nay with 5. It's 54-29. Titans lead by 25 halfway through quarter number 3. Coming up at the postgame show, we'll have a interview with the head coach. Jared will take a look at the stats. I'll have the scoring, and we'll try to get you as many out-of-town scoreboard finals as we can. And second free throw, no good. We get a jump ball on the rebound, and the alternating possession goes to Firelands. And Jared, I think the good thing with a slow game and a long game is we're going to have a lot of the final scores tonight before we go off the air.
Got a couple getting down to the nitty-gritty as we speak. We actually had that final earlier. Lake Ridge defeated Lutheran West 43-38. That played a little bit earlier.
Hess with the shot, no good. Rebound, Nicole Ortiz for Lorraine. Ortiz into the front court, right-hand dribble, gets it out to Heisel. Wide open three from the baseline. It's an air ball short. Madison Palmer with a rebound for Firelands. Palmer's pass is going to be knocked away by Grant. Grant on the drive. Grant lays it up and in. Namaje Grant with 7. It's 56-29. 3 young ladies coming off the Titan bench will check in at the next stoppage. Into the front court. They're going to bounce pass to Hess. Hess had her shot blocked by Grant. 4 young ladies coming in for Lorraine. Coming into the basketball game is Weatherspoon, Worthy, Nani Grant, and looking for that 5th young lady who just came into the game. The inbound of Sierra Hess. Hess lays it up and in. It's good. And the 5th young lady that comes in is Tanya Llanos. Baseline left, the jumper goes up, no good. Missing that was Llanos, and the rebound, Namaje Grant gets an offensive rebound. Gets it inside, putting it up, Weatherspoon, it's up and in. Felicia Weatherspoon with 11. Her first points of the second half. 58-31 Lorraine. Right-hand side, Emily Stewart. Stewart drives into the paint, put it up, no good. Rebound, Savannah Worthy for Lorraine. Worthy with a basketball as we approach 2.5 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Worthy calling the play. Man-to-man defense for Firelands as it's been most of the night. I should say all of the night. I can't think of them not playing man-to-man. Sierra Hess has her defensively. There's a pass that gets knocked away. Weatherspoon picked it back up, put it up, no good. Rebound, Namaje Grant. Grant under the basket, put it up, no good. Grant got her own rebound, back up, no, but she's fouled. Boy, the Lorraine offensive rebounds continue. They continue to mount as they hit that offensive glass.
And they're getting 3 and 4 chances sometimes in a possession there, Rob, to be able to extend this lead. They've got 8 rebounds so far here in the third quarter, but again, as you mentioned, probably 6 of those coming on the offensive glass.
Namaje Grant, first free throw up and in. Grant with 8. Isabel Soloway comes in for Firelands. Coming out is McKenna Turton. Grant line left, put the second free throw up, off the back of the rim, no good. Got her own offensive rebound, put it up, missed it. Got it again, put it up and in. Grant with a couple of more offensive rebounds. 61-31 Lorraine. Under 2 minutes to play in the third. Falcons have it into the front court. They get it to Palmer in the corner to Hess. Hess with a nice pass inside. Shot by Soloway, no good. Out of bounds. And it will be Lorraine basket, or I'm sorry. Looks like they're going to change and give it to Firelands. Addison Palmer to inbound. Her team trails by 30. Late stages, quarter number 3. Gets it to Sierra Hess inside the three-point line. Let it fly. Missed it. Rebound Savannah Worthy for the Lorraine Titans. Worthy will bring it across the midcourt stripe. Worthy still driving to the basket. No one picks her up. Put it up. No good. And the rebound falls to the hands of Alexis Coggins. Header pass stolen away. And Namaje Grant lays it up and in. Namaje Grant with 12. Well, she can really jump, Jared, and that's been served her very well. Emily Stewart with a basketball in the front court. Stewart on the drive, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul on Felicia Weatherspoon. The teams now with the amount of fouls that they had in the first half. For Lorraine, just their second or their third, and for Firelands, they have 4 team fouls. So at least to this point, not picking up as many fouls as they had in that first half. Well, as soon as I say it on the inbounds, we get another foul on the Titans. Felicia Weatherspoon with another one.
Second for Lady Falcons, number 24, Brittany Denny.
Brittany Denny coming back in for Firelands. She'll replace Sierra Hess. Nicole Ortiz in for Lorraine, and she is going to replace Namaje Grant. 1:17 to go in the third. It's all Lorraine. They lead at 63-31. Inbound to Brittany Denny. Denny will get it top of the circle. Left side, Emily Stewart gets it into Soloway. Back outside, Denny put it up, 15-footer, no good rebound. Emily Stewart inside, puts it up around the rim and in. Emily Stewart now with 8, 4 in the quarter, and it's 1 minute to go in the third. Lorraine leads by 30. Nicole Ortiz just inside the foul line, guarded very closely by Madison Palmer, can't get off a shot. Picks it back out to Nani Grant. And Coach Feldman telling his team to run some offense here, run a little clock. Savannah Worthy has it. Worthy gets called for going ups and downs. So that she jumped up and then came down with the basketball. That turnover gives it back to Firelands. I would imagine in the fourth quarter it would be a situation where Mark Feldman will have an opportunity to work on a lot of different things. Some different combinations, some different things he'll want to see offensively. And throwing the basketball away is Alexis Coggins. They'll turn it over to Lorraine.
Let's go. Play D here.
JV game earlier tonight. It was Lorraine over Firelands 41-20. Inbounds, Nani Grant with the basketball. 25 seconds to play in quarter number 3. Nani Grant gets the basketball back outside. Top of the key, Nicole Ortiz put it up, no good. Offensive rebound, no good by Weatherspoon. And a rebound comes down to Emily Stewart, and whistle and a foul on the Titans. And the foul will go on Savannah Worthy.
Number 15, Savannah Worthy.
It's her third. 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. Palmer to inbound, looking, gets it. They get it ahead to Emily Stewart. Stewart into lane. Stewart had her shot blocked by Ortiz, loose on the floor. Stewart got it back, put it up, no good. Rebound Ortiz. Stewart stole it away. Stewart puts up the shot. It's blocked, and that's the end of the third quarter. We've played 3 quarters. Our score, it's Lorraine 63, Firelands 33. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this timeout on the WEOL Cleveland Clinic Girls Cage matchup. Tonight's game is on AM 930 WEOL. Or you can listen on that mobile app, Jared, and listen online
at WEOL.com.
Hi, my name is Melanie Ortiz. I'm 17 years old and in 11th grade at Lorraine High School. I'm studying hospitality and tourism through Lorraine High's Career Tech Education Program. I started the hospitality and tourism program this year. It's something different and I like it a lot. We are learning about money and sales, the hotel industry, how to handle arrivals, and lots more. Some of those other things may be more basic but are still very important. For instance, there are steps for washing a plate in the sink. You scrape the food, wash the plate, rinse it, then sanitize and dry. You have to learn how to work with food correctly. You have to handle food the right way or people could get sick. Our teacher, Mrs. Dahlhausen, has taught me a lot of these things. I didn't know anything before I took her class. She brought in plates so we could get actual hands-on experience with folding napkins professionally and setting up tables for fine dining. Personally, I want to use everything I am using in this program to be a restaurant manager. I'm pretty sure that this is what I want to do in the future, and it's all thanks to Lorraine High's Hospitality and Tourism program.
Start of the fourth quarter, it's Firelands over, I should say Lorain over Firelands 63-33. In the third quarter, Lorain outscored Firelands 21-10 to take a 19-point halftime lead out to the 30-point lead we have after three. The out-of-town scoreboard: Columbia over Cuyahoga Heights 31-21, Lake Ridge over Lutheran West 43-38. Those are our finals. After three, North Ridgeville over Avon 25-20, Olmsted Falls bettering Midview 44-21, Clearview all over Martin Luther King 35-10, Walsh Jesuit after three over EC 27-19, Westlake 5 better than Lakewood 33-28, and Amherst leads North Olmsted 50-37. Again, thanks to Jared Kozar for the out-of-town scoreboard. They'll get it to Savannah Worthy. Worthy shot no good. To begin the fourth quarter, Lorain will have Tanya Llanos, Felicia Weatherspoon, Nicole Ortiz, Savannah Worthy, and Nani Grant on the floor. Firelands is going to counter with Alexis Coggins, Madison Palmer, Brittany Denny, Emily Stewart, and McKenna Turton. With the basketball into the front court is Coggins. She'll bounce it into Turton. Turton backing down Ortiz, put it up and in. Turton with 4. And it's 63-35, 30 seconds into the fourth quarter. Nani Grant with the basketball. Grant into the paint, kicks it back out. Weatherspoon jumper off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound loose on the floor, picked up by Savannah Worthy. Worthy into the paint, 10-footer up and in. Savannah Worthy with 6. And the lead is back to 30 for Lorain. Lorain will be back in action Monday. They'll be their home opener against North Olmsted. For Firelands, they will be home this Saturday to take on Lutheran West, who tonight lost by 5 to Lake Ridge. McKenna Turton driving in, puts the shot up, no, but she's fouled. Turton will shoot 2 free throws.
Fouls on Lorain, number 24, Adriana Grant.
Nani Grant with the foul. 6:56 to go in the basketball game. That is the 6th team foul on Lorain. I have Nani for her second, but these are unofficial. They don't put the player fouls up here, even though they have that capability on the scoreboard. McKenna Turton with the free throw up and in.
Checking in for the Falcons, number 13, Sierra Hess.
Yeah, should point out that looks like a brand spanking new scoreboard here on what would be the south end of the gymnasium.
Always one of my favorite gyms to come to, Jared, because it's tight, it's fun. You know, when you get a really good basketball game, Turton makes 1 out of 2, whether it's girls or boys. You get a really good basketball game and a big crowd that Firelands usually has. It's a lot of fun to be here. Three-pointer goes up, no good by Nicole Ortiz. Offensive rebound, Savannah Worthy. I can't remember Lorain and Firelands playing. I wonder if this is the first time, at least in my mind. The pass gets knocked out of bounds, it'll be Lorain basketball. Joe Bach tells me that these two teams played at Lorain last year in a conference game.
It would seem to me that
Thank you, Joe.
That facility.
They're going to get the inbound to Llanos. Llanos will get it out to Nani Grant. Nani Grant, I believe, a pushing foul. Get a couple of free throws.
Fouls on the Falcons, number 12, Alexis Coggins.
Alexis Coggins with the foul. I have her for 2. That's the 5th on Firelands. And a couple of free throws here coming up for Nani Grant. She has 14 points in the game, and now she has 15 points. Grant again puts it up, and that one's a little too strong off the back of the rim. Rebound, Emily Stewart for Firelands. 66-36 Lorain. 6:25 to go in the ball game. Stewart gets it out to Coggins. Right wing 3, no good. Firelands hasn't made a 3 tonight. Hess with the rebound. Gets it out to Coggins. Another 3 goes up. That one's in. And for Firelands, their first 3-point field goal of the night. Lorain has made 3 of them. And it's 66-39 Lorain. Driving in, Llanos off the glass and in. Tanya Llanos gets her first points of the season. 68-39, 6 minutes to go in the contest. Coggins with the basketball into the front court. Coggins will bounce pass over to Madison Palmer. Palmer had it knocked away, and she'll go into the backcourt to retrieve it. Picks up her dribble, going through the double team. That's going to be intercepted. Intercepted by Weatherspoon. Got it to Worthy. Worthy missed the shot. Worthy got the rebound. Worthy put it up. Worthy missed the shot. Rebound kicked out to Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon put it up. No good. Rebound Nicole Ortiz. Turnaround 10-footer. No. Rebound as it's loose on the floor. They battle for it. Still loose on the floor. Out of bounds to who? It'll stay with Lorain. Got to give Lorraine credit for being aggressive on the boards. We're going to get substitutions coming into the basketball game. A brand new 5 for Lorraine. So since they dressed 10, whoever wasn't in the game is now in the game.
Yeah, like a line change in the NHL.
It'll be Nate Bohannon, Namaje Grant, also Ashley Heisel coming in for the first time as Mackenzie Barraclough. And Namaje Grant, turnaround shot, no good. Rebound, Emily Stewart. Her outlet pass is going to be stolen away. They get it now to Barraclough. She puts it up, no good. Rebound, loose on the floor, still battled for. Bohannon had it, got it to Micaiah Herman, who laid it up and in, and the freshman gets her first varsity points right there. Micaiah Herman, her first varsity points as a Lorraine Titan with 5 minutes to go in the ball game. They lead 70-39. Sierra Hess, her pass knocked away by Nate Bohannon, loose on the floor, picked up by the Titans. Bohannon has it. Bohannon found Heisel. Heisel, the freshman, put it up and in. Nice pass from Bohannon. $19 points for Ashley Heisel. Into the front court, Alexis Coggins with the basketball. She gets it to Madison Palmer. Palmer on the three-point line. Palmer with 4:25 to play. Puts it up from the foul line. No good. Rebound to Namaje Grant. Long outlet for Heisel. Got it to Nate Bohannon. Right back to Heisel. Nice give and go. Unselfish play from Bohannon to Heisel. And we're going to get a timeout on the floor for the Firelands Falcons. We'll take a timeout as well. 4:15 to go in this basketball game. It's Lorraine 74, Firelands 39. You're listening to the WEOL Cleveland Clinic Cage matchup on AM 930. Jared, we're also online
at WEOL.com.
Can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, no thanks, not my thing.
Mom.
I promise you, your real friends won't care. Deal?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
As we're back to action after the Firelands timeout. They trail by 35, 4 minutes to go. Throw it away. Herman with the basketball for Lorraine. Got it to Namaje Grant. Drives it in, threw it up, no good. Rebound, Barton Lowe. She puts it up and in. Mackenzie Barraclough gets in the scorebook. All 10 Titans that have dressed tonight, I should say 9 of the 10 have scored. Still Nicole Ortiz looking for her first points unofficially. With the basketball are the Firelands Falcons. With it, at the top of the circle is Alexis Coggins. Gets it over on the right wing to Brittany Denny. Denny will throw it up. It is short, no good. Rebound to Barraclough. She'll hand it off to Nate Bohannon, and she'll walk it up with 3:25 to go, and Lorraine leading 76-39. We get our next opportunity. We'll get more of the out-of-town scoreboard, courtesy of Jared Kozar. Nate Bohannon, left wing three ball. Rem, no good. Rebound comes down to Mackenzie Barraclough. Off the glass and in. Boy, Mackenzie Barraclough, a sophomore, her first varsity action, doing a nice job off the bench, Jared.
Everybody from Lorraine has pretty much answered the bell, Rob, in terms of what they wanted you to do. And when Mark Feldman talked about his group at the coaches show a couple of weeks back, he never mentioned a whole lot of names, but he did say a lot of youth and a lot of potential.
Turton missed the shot, and on the rebound, it comes down to Nate Bohannon. Bohannon 2-on-1. Got it to Heisel. Heisel off the glass and in. I'm excited about this freshman, Heisel. She's got 23 tonight. 14 in the first half, 9 in the second half. 2.5 minutes to play. Lorraine leads at 80-39. We'll have a conversation with Mark Feldman following the ball game in the postgame show. With the basketball is McKenna Turton. Her shot is going to be blocked by Namaje Grant. And a rebound loose on the floor, and we're going to get a traveling call on Mackenzie Alsop. While they substitute, I'm going to let you know about the out-of-town scoreboard. Finals, Olmsted Falls over Midview, 51-25. Columbia over Cuyahoga Heights, 31-21. Lake Ridge over Lutheran West, 43-38. Those are the finals. We'll continue to give them as they get them to us. Again, Jared doing a great job checking. I'm assuming Twitter is where you get most of your finals, Jared.
The very best source for information.
Well, we're the very best source for information. AM 930 WEOL and WEOL.com. Twitter would be maybe second best, but we're the best, Jared.
Well, in terms of tracking down people from, out of the county, different areas watching games.
Nani Grant gets it into the front court. Lorraine with the basketball, under 2 minutes to play. And they'll get it out to Ortiz. She's the only Titan not to score. Nicole Ortiz will hand it off. They're going to go with a pass across court, but it's thrown away out of bounds. They try to get it into Tanya Llanos, and that turnover will give it back to Firelands with 1:47 to go until the postgame show. The inbound comes to Brittany Denny. Denny across the midcourt stripe. Denny in between the circles. Denny with a right-hand dribble. Gets it on the right wing. Got it to Mackenzie Alsop. Alsop bounced past McKenna Turton. And Turton put it up. No good. And it comes away to Nicole Ortiz. Ortiz will bring it into the forecourt. She'll hand it off to Nani Grant. 1 minute, 20 seconds to play in the basketball game. Nani Grant will hand it off. No, I thought she was going to hand off to Weatherspoon. Keeps the dribble. Nani Grant on the baseline. Nani Grant will kick it into Llanos. Llanos put it up, no good. Rebound. Ortiz put it up off the rim, no good. And the rebound comes down to Mackenzie Alsop. Boy, Ortiz had an opportunity there to get on the scoreboard. Missed the shot. Alsop putting it up, no good. Out of bounds. It'll stay with Firelands. 59 seconds to play. So with the win, Lorraine goes to 1-0 on the young season, and with the loss, the Falcons will drop to 0-1. Inbound. They get it to Brittany Denny, and the air pass is knocked out of bounds. It'll be Firelands to keep possession, and it'll be Sierra Hess to inbound. Hess looking. She is going to get it to Alsop. Alsop, left-hand dribble, top of the key, driving in, gets cut off defensively, got it out to Sierra Hess. Foul line jumper short off the rim. Rebound comes down to Nicole Ortiz for Lorraine. Ortiz with a basketball, 40 seconds to go. The only question is, will she get a basket and get in the scoring column for Lorraine? All of the Titans have scored except Nicole Ortiz tonight. Under 30 seconds to play. With the basketball is going to be Nani Grant. Grant with the dribble. Grant, and we get a 5-second call against Lorraine. So Grant with a 5-second call, didn't make a move to the basket within 5 seconds as she was guarded. And to the Titans' credit, for all of the fourth quarter and a lot of the second half, they really backed their pressure off, or this could have been worse, Jared. Now, when they play tough half court, man-to-man, but they have pulled the pressure off. Into the front court, driving in. Also had her shot blocked by Ortiz on the drive. 10 seconds to play. Ortiz will hand it off. And Coach Feldman talking to Grant, talking to his team as the time winds down. Grant puts up the shot from the foul line, no good, and that will do it. Our final score tonight, it was Lorraine 80, Firelands 39. We'll be back with the postgame show, a conversation with Mark Feldman. We'll go through the individual scoring. Jared will have the stats. We'll have as many of the finals as we can get you on the out-of-town scoreboard. It's all coming up in the postgame show. Again, our final tonight, it was Lorraine 80, Firelands 39. You're listening to the WEOL Cleveland Clinic Girls Cage Matchup. Tonight's game on AM 930 WEOL. Jared, we've been online all night.
At WEOL.com.
One of my biggest passions in life is animals. That's why I've worked with Morris Animal Foundation for over 40 years. Morris Animal Foundation is a world leader in helping animals live longer, healthier lives. You can too. Just show your support at morrisanimalfoundation.org.
To help cats, dogs, horses, and wildlife live healthier lives, visit morrisanimalfoundation.org, where we are advancing science that will create a healthier tomorrow for animals.
I began in 3rd grade, 8 years old, and I was able to learn the chest compressions and the breaths, and I absolutely believe that anyone out in the public can easily learn. We got a page for an unresponsive 2-month-old, and when I got the first glimpse of the 2-month-old, he was blue. We didn't even get to go inside. I just jumped in the back and we started CPR, continuing CPR, and you were able to see the color start to come back, and then we were able to actually get his heart rate back. It was a pretty moving part in the story that we were able to save a 2-month-old's life. My community is why.
And welcome back to Firelands High School. Ron Polinsky joined by Mark Feldman. And, Coach, congratulations. You open up the 2017-2018 season with a win 80-39 over Firelands. Just your thoughts on the first ball game, your overall effort.
Well, I'm kind of catching my breath because, I played half the game.
Yes,
I was in there. I was in there several times. Everybody knows how I am. I think we played well. I'm not going to say we didn't play. We played well. I'm disappointed with we got to stop reaching. We commit way too many fouls. Sometimes they don't want to get down and work hard enough to close their man out. And so sometimes they standing up too much and trying to get their hand in the cookie jar a little bit. And it kind of changed the momentum in that first half because we were getting it out. We were starting to roll a little bit. And then it was a steady stream to the free throw line. Once they got to that bonus, it was a, free throw after free throw after. And that just, it's not just the 2 points that they're getting, but it's all the momentum shift. And then the kids, they stop being aggressive. I'm sorry, I'm over here too.
That's what I was trying to tell you there, Coach. Joe Bach with that camera there, that big thing that's sitting right in your face. Yeah, that's a camera. There you go.
That takes away your aggressiveness, and kids start playing tentative, and then they're, they don't know if they should, close out closer, or and when you start playing tentative, you start playing not to lose or not to make mistakes. You don't play well. So.
In our pregame interview, we talked to you. You said you had inexperience and experience.
Mm-hmm.
What did you learn about that inexperience? That freshman group, Heisel, came in, was solid, but what did you learn about your basketball team tonight?
Well, the two freshmen, Heisel and Micaiah Herman, they're not scared of nothing. I mean, they might be freshmen, but they're not scared. And that's why I was able to start them tonight. I didn't think it was going to be a problem, and they both played really well. So the inexperience didn't really bother us too much tonight. It was just. We won by 40, so
right.
I'm happy. We played well.
And I thought your contributions off the bench, your young ladies that came off the bench, there was a lot of unselfish play, I thought, in the second half.
Absolutely. They're all excited for each other. When kids made plays, they were all excited for each other. They don't really care. We only have 9 players, so you can't really accuse us of ever doing, running score up or anything. We just rotate them in and out. A lot of times we were going 4 in, 4 out because we've got 9. So, 4 will go in and somebody will stay in all the time. And, when games get a little closer and you get tougher competition, tougher games, and then the bench will get a little bit shorter. I'm not saying we're going to go 4 in, 4 out all the time, but, that's kind of how we want to play. We want kids to come to the bench tired.
Any night that you score 80, you've got to be pleased offensively, I would think.
Yeah, we left a lot of points on the board we could have, but that wasn't our goal. Our goal wasn't to score a ton of points. Our goal was to play well. It was a good opening night, first game of the season. We got North Olmsted on Monday at our place, and it's going to be a lot tougher task. So.
Coach, we don't want you to miss the bus. Your young ladies are getting ready to.
Oh, they won't leave me. They won't leave
you here after a win.
But they leave me, they'll run all day tomorrow. So.
Just your final thoughts on this one.
It was a good opening season win. The kids played well, like you said. I think you hit it on it. They were very unselfish. I started this in practice about a month ago. Got this little baseball clicker thing, and we had us for 24 assists tonight. Now the stats, I don't know what you guys had us for.
We don't do assists, Coach.
And the thing we're tracking deflections, we're tracking assists, we're tracking all the little things that help you win.
You can see Joe's, or you can see Jared's circles here and everything, and there's turnovers and rebounds. There were a lot of those tonight for both teams, Coach.
Yeah, it was a little sloppy attempt. But the thing I say about our kids that I was not as upset about, a lot of our turnovers were aggressive turnovers. They were turnovers where kids were trying to make things happen, trying to make plays, and I'm good with that. Lazy, sloppy turnovers are one thing, but aggressive turnovers where you're trying to make something happen, and I'm good with that. So.
All right, Coach. Appreciate the time. Best of luck this year.
Thank you very much.
You're going to be a fun group to watch.
Yeah, they're going to be fun. Thank you.
That's Mark Feldman, the head coach of the Lorain Titans, as we continue on the post-game show here on WEOL and also on WLCS TV 20.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.